So, morning everyone. We're going to be started seated cross ankles this morning. And we're continuing with our theme that I started yesterday, which is opening the chest and fronts of shoulders. And that also includes side body, and particularly we working into oblique muscles. So I don't know if you can feel that from yesterday. We did a lot of those secret crunches. We're going to do a few of them this morning, not as many as we did yesterday. Okay, so back up nice and tall and straight, and then interlacing your fingers in front of your chest. We push the palms forward. Inhale to lift your arms up over your head. Taking a few side stretches there. Just letting the knees sink. So the legs are heavy to give you support in the spine to move from side to side. And then coming to center and stretching it all the way up. And now we're going to move side to side with the breath. So releasing the hands, and on an exhale, tip over onto one hand. As you breathe in, coming up to center. On your exhale, take it to the other side. You do that a few times in your own time. Keep going with your breath left to right. Full, long, deep breaths to get that arm all the way up. So as you breathe in, that gives you space in the side body as those ribs expand to get the arm up. Keep going. So this is warming into your shoulders, it's warming into your hips and into your spinal column. The next time you tip to one side, let's hold it there. Sink the knees. Lengthen through the sides of your neck. Breathing deeply. And then lifting up and over to the other side. Soften those shoulders down away from your neck. And then floating up to center. And now we're going to stretch legs straight out in front of you. Flex the ankles, keep the big toes touching each other. Reach your arms forward and hook one thumb into the other. With an inhale, you lift your arms up. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Now we're going to pulse. Stretch up on an out breath. Change the hook of the thumbs. On an in-breath, bend again. On an out breath, stretch up. On an in-breath, bend. So each time the arms extend, change the hook of your thumbs. There's that hook of the thumbs. That small little change affects the way the shoulders open. If you just keep the one thumb hooked in front, then the one shoulder is stretching more, the other is working more, even though we can't notice it. Keep those big toes touching, stretching into the heels. And we'll bend one more time. Next time you lift up, we'll release. Take your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, and stretch open fronts of shoulders and chest. Still gluing those big toes into each other. Lift your chest up high. You're welcome to drop chin if you want to. Okay, now releasing the arms. We're bringing fingers onto shoulders and taking a few rolls. Try to get the elbows to touch in front of your chest when they come forwards. And each time they go back, really stretch wide from armpit to elbow joint. Get the elbows all the way back. And then change, circle in the opposite direction. Back up nice and tall and straight here. So you really have to engage your torso muscles to hold yourself up. And one more time, change directions. And now next time the elbows go back, you release the arms. But to come onto hands behind your back. Don't have your hands touching your body. A little bit way back behind you. Turn your fingers away from you. So we're coming into easy fish pose. Lift your chest and maybe tilt the head back. Keep squeezing the upper arms towards each other behind you. And you don't have to tilt the head back. You can look forwards. Make sure those big toes are still touching. Press the heels firmly into the mat so that you feel your leg muscles wake up. And then lifting head and walking the hands up. We're going to bend the left knee up. Step your left foot over your right thigh and take a twist towards that bent knee. Left hand back behind you. Lift your chest high. Stretch into the right heel again, flexing that ankle, pulling toes back towards your shin. Each in-breath lifting up through the sideways, through the side ribs to armpits. And now untwisting yourself. Take that left foot over to the inside of your right thigh and drop the left knee down. We're tilting onto the right hand. Breathe the left arm up and over. The right elbow can be straight or bent, but sink the shoulders down away from your ears. And keep turning your right knee straight up. Roll the inner right thigh where your left foot is. Roll that inner right thigh down towards the floor. And then coming up and we're folding forward. So either hands to shin or hands to the floor or hands onto your toes. Sink the left thigh, sink the left knee even deeper. Feel the breath. With each exhale, softening into your back ribs. And then coming all the way up. Take left leg straight next to your right leg, and we're taking the twist on the other side. Right knee bends up, step your foot up and over, and when you're ready, circle around to the other side. Flex the left ankle, stretch out the back of the calf by pressing the heel forward and pulling your toes back. Swiveling your head around if that's comfortable for you. Then we untwist. Stepping right foot to the inside of the left leg, drop that right knee down, tip over onto left hand, take the right arm up and over. As your arm goes up, sink the right thigh and knee down to open that right groin and sideways to up. Then check in with shoulders and sink the shoulders down away from your head. we're coming up to center. A nice gentle Janu Shasana, tipping forwards onto your hands or holding onto your toes or hands to the mat. Flatten into the back as much as you can, even if that means coming up higher. Keep breathing heaviness into that right leg, sinking the thigh, sinking the knee and the shin. And then coming all the way up. And now we're going to come into cross ankles again. And we're going to do some cactus pulses with the arms. So arms out in front of you, and with an inhale, lift the arms up. So your palms will face in the direction of your face. Your nose is pointing, fingers spread nice and wide. And now we go with the breath. On an in-breath, pull down. On an out-breath, stretch up. And keep going. Keep spreading the fingers, reaching into fingertips, palms nice and active and awake. Inhale to pull down. Exhale to stretch. And each time you pull down, widen across the chest. Take the shoulders all the way back. We'll reach up once more. And next time you pull down into your W shape, we just pause there. Lift your chest a little bit higher. Lift the side waist and side ribs a little bit higher. Sink the knees and the thighs. Bringing hands behind your head or your neck. Keep the elbows wide and take a few side stretches left to right. Still moving with the breath. Don't hold your breath. And now next time you tip over to your right and the left elbow lifts, hold it there. Drop down onto your right hand. And now we're going to do those curls that we did yesterday. This is all about opening the chest. And as you exhale, you round forwards, take left elbow to your knee. On an inhale, lift back up again. Or if you want to go deeper, as you curl down, take forehead to knee, elbow towards the floor in front of the shin. And keep going in your own time. Exhale to curl down, inhale to lift up. And as I said, this is really good for strengthening your abdominals, your oblique muscles. Those are the abdominals on the sides of your body, or more towards the side rather than the front. This is just as good as doing crunches on your back. Oh, when you lie on your back and you crunch up and you take your elbow across to one knee. Okay, next time you lift up, let's hold it there. Sink the right shoulder down. Keep thinking elbow up and then back. Now you can either stay like that, always stretching left arm straight up like a triangle arm, not over your head, straight up like a triangle, and then take the arm back behind you. So then you start to get into that front of the left shoulder and into the left chest a bit more, into those pectoral muscles. Make sure you're not over tightening the neck or hunching your shoulders to ears. Keep the breath flowing. And then coming up, and when you lift, hands behind your head again, take a few side stretches left to right. Feel the breath. Not always easy to breathe when we're doing this. So I have to focus in a little bit more precisely to keeping the breath flowing. And now next time you tip over to the left, drop your left hand to the floor, and we're taking our curls again. On your exhale, round forward, elbow towards your knee. Inhale, lift it back up, or rounding down and taking forehead towards your knee, elbow towards the floor. Inhale to lift. Keep both shoulders moving back away from your chest. Notice if that left shoulder keeps moving forwards. Try not to let that happen. Full deep exhales as you crunch down. That action is going to firm up those abs, make you stronger, make you more toned. We'll curl down one more time. Next time you lift up, holding it there, taking the right elbow all the way back, both shoulders back away from your chest. Check that you're not straining your neck, lengthen the sides of the neck, and either keeping the hand where it is or stretching your arm straight up like a triangle arm. Again, not arm over your head, not aiming for side body stretch. You're already getting that. We're aiming for chest. So if you're taking the arm up, then take it back. You're trying to get your arm as far back behind you as you can. And soften into your exhales. Let the shoulders drop each time you breathe out. And coming all the way up. From here, guys, onto hands and knees. Let's take some spinal rolls, cats and cows. In breath into your cow stretch. Exhale to round up into your cat, tucking chin into your neck. And then keep rolling. And then coming back into a flat spine. We're going to walk hands around to the left side of the mat, keeping hips over knees for side baby down dog. Sliding arms out to the left, letting your head hang or sinking it to the floor. And now you can really get into that right side body. Each time you breathe out, sink your shin bones deeper to the mat. Walking your hands back up to center and all the way off to the right. Slide the arms out. Again, checking that hips and thighs are over knees. Keep rolling your inner heels out away from each other. Don't roll the heels towards each other. And then coming back up to center, hands to center on your mat, into full baby down dog, sliding the arms forward. You look back between your knees and take your feet behind the knees. Don't have the toes coming in together. Okay, great. We're walking back up onto hands. Let's take it into our full downwards facing dog. From down dog, taking feet forwards to your hands. Let's hang down over thighs for a few breaths. Any form of the forward bend that's feeling good to you right now is perfect. Just let that head hang. And releasing the arms if you're holding elbows. And we're going to float all the way up. On your inhale, coming up. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms away from your head, stretch those arms up, take a few side stretches left to right. And as you do this, try not to have the palms tilting forwards. Try to have the palms straight up so you get the full proper stretch and release on each side of the wrist, not just on the one side. And coming back to center and releasing arms down. I'll do a few sun salutations, get a little bit warmer. I really need that this morning. On an in-breath, arms reach up. On your exhale, forward fold. After you lengthen, we're going back into downwards facing dog. Either staying in your down dog or on an in-breath, come forwards to plank. On the exhale, lowering yourself down. Roll through into that back bend on your inhale and make your way back to your downwards facing dog and hold your down dog. Checking alignment of hands and feet. Heels back behind the ankles. First fingers next to the thumbs, point straight forwards. Flatten all the fingers down into the mat completely, not just a few of them. And then taking feet forwards to your hands again. Sink down deep at the top of the mat as you breathe out. On an inhale, rise, arms all the way up over your head. Exhaling the hands down as you stay standing. Straight back up with your next inhale. Exhale and fold forwards. Lean to your shins as you bow. Half lift on your inhale. Back into downwards facing dog again. Either staying there or when you're ready, flow it forwards and down, all the way through in your own time and back to your downwards dog again. From down dog, feet to hands, melting down over thighs as you breathe out. On an inhale, coming all the way up. Now we're going to keep arms over your head once you lift. I'm going to grab my shins so you can see my hands. Okay, turning your palms forward in the direction of your nose. You stay standing. We're going to pulse here. On an in-breath, pull down, cactus pulse, exhale to stretch up. Keep going. Inhale down, exhale up. And you can pull those elbows all the way down. Out breath to reach, in breath to bend. It's all looking good, guys. And now next time you pull down, we hold it there. Like you did when you were seated, bringing hands behind your head or your neck. Take a few side stretches. Keep moving your elbows back away from your face. Try to keep the neck relaxed. And next time you tip to the right, we bring right hand to the right hip, and we're going to do our curls again. So maybe it's just little curls. Exhale, tip the elbow forwards. Inhale and lift. Maybe you barely even rounding the spine. Maybe you want to go a little bit deeper, taking elbow towards your thigh or your hip. Inhaling to lift. Maybe you want to go all the way down, taking your elbow to your knee or even past the knee. Knees will bend. And obviously, the deeper you go here into the curl, the more you're working those abdominal muscles, those oblique muscles. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to lift and open. I don't know about you, I much prefer this kind of abdominal exercise to lying on the back and doing gym crunches. Just feels a little bit less intense. Okay, next time you lift up, let's hold it there. Take the right shoulder all the way back away from your chest. So you're opening both sides of the chest here. And either keeping hand behind your head or like you did when you're on the floor, left arm straight up like a triangle arm. And then taking that arm back behind you to get a little bit more into the front of the left shoulder. Both shoulders going back. Good. Then we come up, both hands behind your head, a few side stretches, not too many. Next time you tip to the left, we'll hold it there, left hand to the left hip, and let's do those curls. With an exhale, right elbow forwards and down, inhale to lift, maybe going all the way down towards your thigh or your knee, or maybe even past the knee. Then it's a deep bend in the knees to get that close, but taking the elbow all the way back and up when you lift. Work with the breath. Keep working with the breath. Squeezing the belly tight as you crunch and curl. Let's curl down one more time. Next time you lift up, we hold it there. Either keeping your hand behind your head and the elbow up, or right arm straight up like a triangle arm, and then taking that arm back. Keep both shoulders pulling to spine, not just the right one. Keep breathing. Good, guys. Coming up and releasing the arms down. We're going to move on with our standing poses. So, with an in-breath, arms reach up. On your exhale, forward fold. From here, right leg back into a lunge. And then when you come back up, arms back, interlace fingers. Always the best stretch for the chest, this. Squeeze your leg muscles tight to your leg bones, particularly inner thighs. Feel those inner thighs work. And now legs stay as they are. We're going to twist right hand to the ground, either left hand onto your left hip or left arm straight up. Keep both shoulders moving towards your spine. Okay, so we're getting the chest opening. I never really mention the fact that twisting opens the chest. I usually focus on the back that gets opened in twisting, but it also really opens the chest. Okay, we'll take arm down, stepping forwards, straight into the lunge on the other side, left leg back, coming up, front knee over the front heel always, and then arms back. Legs stay as they are. Let's take it into the twist. Left hand down, either right hand to your right hip or arm all the way up. Again, keep moving your right shoulder towards your back, but also moving your left shoulder towards your back. Then both hands to the floor, and we're stepping back into downwards facing dog. Hold your down dog. Make sure that you're not pushing your armpits towards the floor. In your down dog, armpits go up so that you have to work the arms. You don't want to hold yourself up using your shoulder joints in a down dog. You want to use the arm muscles and the torso muscles. And then from here, we're going to come down onto shins. And we're going to take a kneeling twist. So, right leg stretches back, tucking toes to the ground. Right hand underneath your nose. Left hand to your hip and twisting the chest So we really get that left shoulder in front of the chest open, either keeping hand on hip or reaching your arm all the way up. Now lift the right hip up, don't drop it down to try and get deeper into the twist. We don't want to twist through the pelvis, we want to twist through the ribs and the spine. And then bringing hand down and knee to the mat. Other leg back, left leg stretches straight, toes tucked into the floor, left hand underneath your face, and then either right hand to right hip or taking the right arm all the way up. And just like when you're doing your twisting lunge, this is all about that chest getting open. So keep taking both shoulders back to your back, not just the top one, bottom one as well. And both hands to the ground. And we're going back into our downwards facing dog. So toes tuck, hips and knees to the sky. Another good stretch back without leaning into the shoulder joints or the armpits. Keeping those armpits rising. Okay, now we're going forwards into standing forward bend, feet hip distance apart. Outer edges of the feet are parallel. Staying in the forward bend, arms back behind you, interlace your fingers. If you need to, your knees stay bent. If you need to, your elbows stay bent. Try to hang the head down so the back of the neck lengthens. If you feel dizzy, you look at the floor. And then release your arms down, just hang them for a moment, and take a few rolls of the shoulders as the arms hang limply to the floor. All right, we're going to take another lunge again, stepping your right leg back and coming all the way up. Now I'm going to turn sideways to you so you can see. Okay, we're going to hook right thumb in front of the left and take the arms up. Then we're pulsing with the breath. On an in-breath, bend. On an out-breath, stretch up. In your own time. In-breath, bend. Out-breath, reach. Keep the back knee nice and straight. Squeeze those leg muscles tight again. And then next time you reach the arms up, we're going to release the arms, bring your hands to your chest in Namaste. We're taking a twist, right elbow over the left thigh. Make sure you're not bending your right knee at all. Great, guys. Taking hands to the floor. Let's step forwards. Lunging to the other side, left leg back. And coming up. Make sure the front knee is shin bone and knee over the front heel. And then it's left leg back, so it's left thumb in front of the right thumb. Arms go up. And as you breathe in, bend elbows. As you breathe out, stretch up. Keep pulsing and bending and straightening with the breath in your own time. Keep that back knee straight. One more bend. Next time you stretch up, release the arms, bringing hands together in front of your chest, palms in prayer shape, and we twist left elbow over the right thigh. Don't lean your weight into that left shoulder. Keep that left shoulder higher than your right knee. Notice the breath. Keep breathing. And taking hands to the floor and stepping up to the top of the mat. And again, we're going to stay in our standing forward bend for a few breaths. So work it the way that you like to work it, but hang that head down. And relax all the muscles in your face. And relax your neck on all four sides. Sinking deeper into your chest each time you breathe out. On an in-breath, we're going to come up to standing, floating arms over your head, exhaling the arms down. Good, guys. Now we're turning sideways on the mat. You're going to step your legs wide. Feet are parallel. Turn those big toes in slightly, and then reach your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers. We're going to start with the knees bent. So bend your knees slightly before you even go into the fold. Press those knees out away from each other. Don't lean them in. And then exhale and fold down. So the knees are bent. The knees are pushing out away from each other, shifting your weight onto the outer edges of the feet. And this is giving you a deeper release in the hips. And then keep pressing those knees out as you slowly, slowly lengthen the legs up. And now keeping those arms behind you, try to make the arm bones longer. So you lengthen from your shoulders down to the forearms. Try and take the forearms further away from you. And then try and take the wrists further away from you. So that will give you more release in the shoulders than trying to take the hands closer to the floor over your head. You want to go for length here from shoulder joint to wrist. You might notice if you get that length that it also releases the back of the neck. On an in-breath, we're coming all the way up to standing. Release your arms. Bring the feet in. And we're coming back up to the top of the mat. On your in-breath, float the arms up. On your exhale, fold down. And now we're taking right leg back, knee to the ground in a low lunge. Left knee over your left heel, taking arms back behind you. Keep lifting your chest up high. You keep growing taller and taller through the top of the head. And now taking hands down, we're moving into Pasvatanasana. Back knee goes up. Turn that right heel in and down, stretching both the knees straight. Folding down over the left thigh. You're here for half a minute. So make sure that you are moving your pelvis as a unit towards the right. Don't lean the hips off to the left and the chest to the right. It's the other way around. Chest goes to the left as far as you can over that left leg. Hips move to the right. And from here, let's step forward with the right foot. And we take the left leg back for the low lunge on the other side. Left knee to the ground. Chest comes up. Arms back behind you. Get that alignment of front shin bone under the front knee. And being aware of the breath again. Each in-breath lifting up through your upper back. And then let's take that Pasvatanasana. So hands to the ground, back knee lifts up, turn turn that back heel in and down to a 45-degree angle, stretch the front knee straight, and then hips move towards the left as your upper body and your chest move towards the right. We're trying to center the chest over that right leg completely. And really push back and down with that back heel. So the hips move back and towards the left. The hips going back will give you more pressure into that back leg. Okay, now we're to keep the legs wide. Walk your hands around to the left side of your mat. We're coming into that forward fold again. Hanging down for a few breaths. And now walk up onto your hands. So hands underneath the shoulders. And then like you did on your shins earlier, bring your right hand underneath your face and we twist left arm up. And you've got three ways you can turn your head. You can look down to the back of that right hand, or you can face your face in the direction your chest is twisting to, or looking up to the left fingers above you. And let's change it, bringing left hand down to the floor and twisting the right arm up. Guys, you can also have that right hand on your right hip if you need to, rather than lifting the arm straight up, if that's uncomfortable. Press the knees evenly out away from each other to keep the pelvis square. And then bringing your hand down. And we take it up again. Left arm up. This time turn your palm towards the right behind your back and wrap your arm behind your back. If you can, you hook your fingers into the top of the right hip and lift that left shoulder all the way up. Feel what feels best for your neck. So maybe looking down, maybe looking to the side, maybe pointing your nose up to the sky. I circle that left hand carefully back down to the ground, palm under your face, and then twisting the right arm up, palm turns towards your back, wrapping your arm behind your back, maybe hooking fingers into the top of the left hip or thigh. And then lift that right shoulder all the way up. Press the knees out, press the calves out, firm the leg muscles, widen in the sits bones and the groins. And carefully untwisting, hand down, and sink down again one more time. If this is becoming too long for you to hold with the legs like this, bend the knees or walk your feet in closer together to release the hips and the legs. And we're going to roll all the way up to standing. And we're going to take a triangle here, turning left toes out to the short end of your mat. Spread the arms wide on an in-breath, on an exhale, folding over. Either hand to shin or hand to ankle or fingers or palm to the ground. Right arm can be straight up or right hand on your right hip. Then take your shoulders back. So like we did when we were doing our pulsing, and then we're taking the hand behind your head and then taking your arm back behind you. I want you to feel for the shoulder going back, not so much the arm. We don't want to lean the arm back behind the shoulder joint. That causes a little bit too much compression there in that shoulder. So arm straight up, but shoulders back. Squeeze the toes down hard into the ground to firm your leg muscles even more. And then on an in-breath, we lift all the way up. Turn your left toes to point to the long side of the mat. Turn your right toes open to the other short end of your mat. Taking a deep breath, and on your exhale, fold over. Maybe left arm up or hand to hip. Take both shoulders back. Really feel for that opening in the left side of your chest here. Keep pushing back with the inside of the left knee. Squeezing toes down firmly into the ground. And leaning to spine. The more you feel like you're going to tip over backwards, the more you'll be forced to activate all the muscles in your whole body to hold yourself in balance. And then we're coming all the way up. We're going to turn right toes in again. And once more, turning the left foot open. Left toes point to the short end of your mat. From here, we're going to come into side angle pose. So we bend into the left knee, getting knee over the heel, and then either leaning onto that left leg with your elbow or your forearm, or taking left fingers to the ground. And then options of the arm is either hand on the hip or right arm straight up or right arm over your ear. Okay, this is going to be a long hold, guys. We're doing half a minute in our side angle pose, which is longer than what we usually do. So you really have to be strong here. Often when you start to hold these poses for longer, particularly ones we don't usually hold, and then your body starts to feel tired and everything starts to soften. So you got to feel where the muscles are starting to relax and squeeze them tighter. Well done, guys. Coming all the way up. Left toes turn in. Good. Right toes turn open to the short end of the mat. Just check the feet. Make sure they're precisely aligned. Don't have that back foot a little bit turned out. Okay, so we bend into the right knee. Get the shin bone and knee over the heel. And then either elbow to thigh or fingers to the ground. Either left hand on your hip or arm straight up or arm over your ear. And then keep taking shoulders back away from your chest. Squeeze those muscles tight through the whole body. You reach a little bit longer into your fingertips if that arm is extended. And then coming all the way up. Very nice, everyone. Right toes turn in, bringing feet together. And we're going to come straight down onto shins here. And we're going to go into a half a baby down dog. So keeping that left hip over your left knee. We'll step your right leg out to the side, directly out in line. Don't have the leg back. So if I had to draw a line from my left knee out to the side, my foot right now is back behind where my hand is. So I want to get my foot in line with that hand or further forwards, right? So that you're not straining in the lower back. Left hip stays over the knee, tipping onto your hands, and then sliding the arms forward to your upper body puppy shape. Let the head hang, or if it's easy to get forward to the floor, you can take your forehead down. Fully soften your mouth, your cheeks, the jaw from the earlobes down to the tip of your chin. And then walking back up onto hands. And we take it to the other side, so you can keep your hands on the floor. Left leg goes out to the left. Once more, make sure your heel is directly out in line with that right knee. You don't have your foot back at a diagonal behind you or the leg at a diagonal. And then right hip directly over the knee and take it forward with the arms. Hang your head, fully relax your neck. The other thing you want to check for once you're down there is you're not leaning your bum back behind the line of that right knee and hovering your thigh over the back of the calf. Have that thigh straight up over the right knee. Walking back onto hands, knees to the mat, and lifting into downwards facing dog. Taking your feet forwards to your hands. Now we're going to take a twisting triangle, and I'm going to get you to take left leg back first. So step back with left leg, left heel turns in and down, coming through Parsvottanasana legs first, balancing either left hand on the ground on the inside of the foot or on the ankle or the shin, or if you're going deeper, left hand flat on the ground on the outside of that left foot. Anisha, you can lean out to the left a little bit more, but everybody else keep that left hand closer to your right foot. And then either right hand to your hip or lifting your right arm all the way up. Now, once you're in your twisting triangle, make sure that your left heel is on the ground. So because of the tensegrity in the body and the tension pulling different parts against each other, as the right shoulder goes up, left heel always wants to come up. You push the left heel down, then the arm wants to come down. So we've got to find the balance of both those two things. Left heel on the floor, right shoulder up as high as you can get it. And then bringing your arm down. And stepping forwards with the left foot, taking your right leg back. Turn the right heel in and down. Okay, balancing on the right hand, wherever you need it. And when you're ready, left hand to left hip or left arm all the way up. And just like your Parsvottanasana, upper body moves towards the left, hips move towards the right. Keep pushing that back heel down flat into the floor and trying to lift your left shoulder up nice and high. And on top of all of that, keep breathing. Okay, left arm down, right foot steps forward. Okay, now same thing. Left leg goes back, turn the left heel in and down. And now you're going to take not your left hand, the left leg is back. You're going to take your right arm under your chest and reach for your left leg. So maybe you can get the thigh, maybe you can get the knee, you're a little bit more flexible. You're going to go for the calf or the ankle. So your right toes point forward, your right knee points forward, right hand is reaching back for the left leg. And we're going to lift left arm all the way up. Now wrapping your left arm back behind you, try and hook your fingers into the top of the right hip or thigh. Maybe you can't get there, maybe you're just going to wrap the arm behind you. Now you've got two options with that right arm. You can pull yourself towards the left leg with the right hand, or you can try and open the left shoulder more by leaning your spine towards the right leg and lifting the left hip all the way up, lifting the left shoulder all the way up. A really twisty, weird thing we're doing this morning. Good, guys. Releasing out. Hands to the top of the mat. From there, we're stepping right leg back to Parsvottanasana legs. So right heel turns in and down. Both legs are straight. Now we're going to reach, so the right leg is back. We're going to reach back for the right leg with the left hand. If you can't get that right leg, bring your feet closer towards each other. Step the feet narrower on the mat. So you can hook over the thigh or the knee or the calf or maybe the ankle. Then your chest will lean more towards that back leg. Keep twisting your left knee and left toes towards the front of the mat. Right arm goes up. And then wrap your right arm behind your back. Maybe hooking fingers into the top of the left hip or thigh. So again, you can either make it more of a forward bend by taking your chest closer to the back leg, or we come more into the upper body opening by leaning your back in the back of your head towards the left leg, the front leg, right shoulder and elbow all the way up. The legs are really working here, guys. If you're feeling that happening, that's quite normal. Okay, well done, guys. Releasing out. And now we're stepping back into down dog again. From down dog, coming forwards to plank and lowering flat down onto the mat. All right, we're going to come into Sphinx, so coming up onto forearms. And now we're going to come into a side Sphinx. So legs stay as they are. Walk your forearms off to the right. Good. Slide the right elbow out to the side. Drop your forehead to the right arm. Stretch long to the side through the left arm. So you walked arms towards the right. Then you sink your forehead down to the right arm. Stretch out long through the left side. Sinking the left hip down. Just relaxing your legs. You're there for half a minute. Keep sinking into your left hip. Okay, good, Anisha. Relax your neck. Sink your weight into your head. And then we're coming back through your center. Walking your forearms off to the left. Left elbow slides out to the side. Sink your forehead down and reach the right arm out towards the left. Palm face down. Drop heavily into your right hip. Sinking into the armpits. And then making your way back to center. And we're going to come up to sitting. Stretching your legs out in front of you. So we did our Janu Shashasana as part of a warm-up. And now we're going to do it as part of our closing. Left foot to inside of the right thigh. You reach forwards for that right leg or foot or for the floor and fold yourself down. Keep the right knee and toes pointing straight up, guys. Right heel is on the floor. Don't lift your right heel. Keep the knee safe. With each out breath, feeling the pelvis sink, letting those legs get really heavy. And then coming all the way up, stretch the left leg out, bring the right foot in, and when you're ready, fold forwards again. Flex the left ankle, push the heel into the ground to firm the legs, and keep that left knee pointing straight up to you. Feel the breath again. Sinking into your body with each out breath. And then coming all the way up and stretching both legs out. We're to open out into Upavishta Konasana. Bringing left foot in again. And then tipping forwards to your hands or your elbows. Keep that alignment of the pelvis, both thumbs on the mat, both thighs on the mat, so the hips are square. Great. Lifting up. Open that left leg out. Bring the right foot in. Sinking evenly again into the pelvis. Don't let the one bum come up and tilt the hips to the side. Tipping forwards when you're ready. Flex that left ankle. Keep toes and knees straight up. Softening into the armpits and the shoulders. And then lifting up. Open the right leg out. We're going to take a twist around towards the right. Sink down into those sits bones. And now untwisting. Left hand out to the left. Right arm up and over. So you can either reach the arm over, or if you want to get a little bit more into the chest opening, hand behind your head, taking the elbow all the way back, supporting your head or your neck with your hand. So either of those are good. Both of them will give you the side stretch. Hand behind head will just take you a little bit more into the chest. So you can be either there or here. And then lifting up to center, and we're taking the twist around to the left. Once more, dropping deep weight into the sits bones, heavy in the pelvis. And circling forwards, tip over onto the right hand, reach the left arm up and over. Either keeping arm up, or if you did on the other side, hand behind the head or neck. Do what feels right for you. Keep dropping down deep with that left thigh. And coming back up to center. Now we're going to take a Baddha Konasana, bringing soles of the feet together. Don't hold those baby toes. Keep the baby toes down on the mat. Rather hold the arches of the ankles. And yeah, if you need to, you can rock a bit from side to side or bounce the knees to get a little bit more release in the groins and the thighs. And then if you want to, then you tip it forwards. Try to flatten the spine, try to lengthen the chest forward, and don't let the tension creep into neck and shoulders. Just soften the neck and the shoulders. And coming up, we're going to take two more folds. Upavishta Konasana, legs wide, reaching for shins or hands on the floor in front of you. Stretch into your heels. Flatten your back as much as you can. And then coming up, and our last forward fold before Shavasana, both legs touching and reaching forwards. Yes, so lift the chest, stretch your chest out to flatten into that middle and upper back as much as you can. Squeeze the big toes together. And then releasing out and coming up. You make your way down onto your back. Once you're lying down, you can hug your knees, squeezing knees to chest, rocking a little bit if you want to. You may be taking a happy baby. And then flopping the legs out, resting your hands wherever it feels most comfortable to you, sinking down into your upper back. Noticing the parts of your back body that are touching the floor right now. Back of the head, shoulders, arms, maybe the hands, across the shoulder blades, and down each side of your back, your lower back, pelvis, and your bum, backs of the legs, the heels, and the feet. Each time you breathe out, feeling yourself sink deeper into your back, sinking that back body deeper into the floor. Fully soften into your chest. Relax the fronts of the shoulders and the arms. Softening the forehead and the space between your eyebrows and your third eye space. Relaxing the eyebrows and the eyelids. Sink your eyes deep into the back of your head. Noticing if there's any last tension remaining and allowing it to melt, dissolve away so that you can fully rest now. And now allowing your breath to get a bit longer and deeper. Maybe taking in a deep breath through your nose and sighing out through your mouth. Doing that 2 more times. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Starting to wake up your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Rolling the head from side to side if that feels nice. And then taking in another nice deep breath and stretching yourself or hugging your knees again. And then carefully lifting yourself up, making your way to sitting where you started. May our minds be open to the divine light that guides us. May our hearts be open to the divine love that surrounds us. May the angels keep us and bless us and bring us joy. Thanks, everyone. Namaste.